And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty.
I was having the most amazing spiritual experiences when I was growing up, especially when I was 18 in 1980. And that was when it really took off. And then again, well, right through from then, you know. I had a few spooky things leading up to it, so I'd get to position where I could appreciate it. So I've been operating on the spiritual level, actually influencing history since 89, 88. And the CIA took me, esoteric CIA took me to Patmos in 1988 to see if I had either written revelation or revelation was about me, or revelation was about me, or revelation was about me. And then they took me to Ephesus, which is where the Marys went after the, you know, after AD 33. And then it was 25 years later that I found out where Revelation was actually written, you know.
The Queen abdicated and the Pope abdicated?
Yeah, the Queen's abdicated, the Pope's abdicated, the royal family stood aside, Prince Charles was using body doubles, Queen Elizabeth II is using body doubles, Prince Philip's not appearing, Prince Andrew's been ousted, Prince Harry voluntarily walked away, and Prince Edward is a convicted pedophile in New Zealand.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of time before you take the throne.
Well, yeah, and I haven't watched it yet, but people were saying that President Donald John Trump was mentioning me last night in the rally. He was saying, Greg, his genes are good, his genes are great.
And a man who's
Greg.
got very good genes. Greg.
Amazing.
Greg.
Wow,
Because
yes.
I'd mentioned the extra chromosome I've got. I've got the XYY chromosome. So, you know, that extra chromosome is mentioned in the Bible, but yeah, and it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. The XYY chromosome was actually discovered in 1961 when I was born, which is a marker. And and it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, but and the last line in the Bible says, "I will come quickly."
Surely I
and
come
was
quickly.
getting 10 hits a day on my website. Now I'm getting 20,000.
Wow.
You know, and that happened. That happened in just a couple of weeks. You know, and the Pope actually said it. He named me on Easter Friday, 2020, just before he disappeared. Actually, I'll put it in order. On my mother's 85th birthday, 8 and 5 is 13, so that's 12 plus 1, Pope Francis abdicated the title Vicar of Christ, right? And then on the 10th of April, 6 days later, he gave a speech in the empty Vatican and said, Joseph of Arimathea, and then there was a big pause where the camera pans out across the Vatican, there's no words spoken, and it's a big shot, empty room, come back, and then it goes, Gregory, St. Gregory the Great, right? And my name's Joseph Gregory. So he was addressing me, and then he says, his documents, not a bone of it can be broken. You know, it's fantastic. I mean, they're really, really chillingly alluding to me, you know, and then on the Sunday, Pope disappears. Yeah.
Hologram.
Yeah.
We saw the hologram. We saw the hologram. We saw the hologram.
Oh yeah, that was the Vatican one. The Pope disappeared. But the other interesting thing is that I was born in 15 September 1961, which is actually Jesus' official birthday, which is kind of handy for claims, you know, because
Wow.
now I've got all these leading psychics around the world contacting me and giving me all these readings and information and that, and I'm going, you know, it's just like all of my intuition and fantasies come true, but from other
Also
people.
interesting that all the
how it must
psychics,
feel.
all the psychics have come up with the same theory, haven't they?
Yeah.
And that's
I mean,
not
you
just
know,
one or two. There's 12 of them.
natural. You know,
Had a dream? What was the
Yeah,
dream
and
about?
well, I dreamed that I'd be in this large room with a table that sat like 80 people, and then, you know, a well-known general from America would ring up, and then a well-known rock star would ring up, and have a chat, and it all happened. You know, it all happened on the same day. Actually, one was in the morning, one was in the evening, and it's like everyone's looking at me as though I should be stunned in that, but it's just normal. You know, it's just like it's kind of like what I expected, and it just happened. And
I mentioned his name, but the general, I'll just call him General W, called Greg while we're all there in the middle of a shoot. To see he's been recognised as well by the US military.
And you know, I'm just entirely okay with it. You know what I mean?
You can tell them who the rock star was.
No, not yet. No.
No, okay.
Very well known. Very well known. Put it this way: there's no one on the planet that wouldn't recognise his name.
Exactly.
Yes. So are you getting positive feedback in England?
I am getting a lot of positive feedback. I think I got one negative from America and one negative, which I assume is in England, but it's really low class and it's all non-reality stuff. If you know what I mean.
Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
On 3 timelines. You know, even the military people say that. We're on 3 timelines. We're trying to converge them. And what's actually converging them is the love bomb. You know, people get behind this one thing that's going to be the catalyst, the quantum to change it all. And that's realize that the British royal family's fake, put the fulfillment of the prophecy on the throne, and start the 1,000 years of peace. 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 So the psychic's going, oh, you need to go and get this letter, right? So I said, oh, is that in Seville, around Seville? He goes, yeah. I said, is it around Italica? He goes, yeah. So Dave Mahoney goes there today, and he finds the monastery where the letter could be, right? And he turns around about 800 meters from the monastery. There's this huge billboard sign, and it says, "We love you, Kronos." In English, Kronos. We love you, Kronos. In English, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
You know, can I ask you, I'm just curious, where can you say, or where is the royal family now? I mean, I know Buckingham Palace is empty, right? It's vacated.
Well, the Bible says they will scatter, and that's exactly what's happened. They've all scattered.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Oh, I might be losing you. I'm just getting, let's look at this hot model chick picture now.
Great, that's great.
It's a beautiful
nice garden.
It's big too.
How beautiful is that? Anybody have a quick
I
question?
appreciate it, man. Hail to the king, man. Thank you.
Yes, we love you. We're sending love bombs to you, King.
Oranga.
Moringa.
This is some weird fucking shit right here. I guess this is Prince Harry and this girl. Her face does not move. Look at that. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not normal. Bro, get out of here. What is that?
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the Prince of Princes. but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore, shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, and tongues, and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
מה שישארנו לאחרונה זאת תצאו כמה עניינים. מה שלא לראות, וגם משהו שעדיין משאיר בלי בו. אז הייתה מה שהוא ומה הגיעתו. התמידים שלי מספיק, שהגן כבר שואל כמה שעות להגיד עדיין בלי אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, עדיין יש לי מסתכלים כמה